Hey, welcome back to my channel, and I'm going to give my summary for the chapter 3. So let's start. Chapter 3 is all about network protocols and communications, and under it we have the rules of communication, network protocol and standards, data transfer and the network. Then let's start with the rules of communication. So uh, rules of communication, we have what we call the communication fundamentals. In the human communication, we have what we call message, a signal, then another message. Uh, it's it signifies message from the source, then the signal as the transmission, and then another message, and the other part is the message destination. Uh, so message from source, transmission using through signal, and received by the message destination. So we have the another configuration fundamentals here, and I am going to use another example. And for the devices, we have the, for example, the the source message source is a laptop. Then the laptop wants to send a message through a computer desktop, so we will going to use signal for transmission, or the form of communication to be transferred. It is not only wireless but also cable. For example, are the console cables and the UTP cables and other cables used, just like copper, media intermediary, just like copper, uh, fiber optics, and the wireless, in order to transfer a message. Then rule establishment, and from the rule establishment itself, we have the message timing, message delivery option, message encoding, message formatting and encapsulation, and message size, which incorporates with same value, which is protocols. Those are called protocols. So we have protocols which with message timing. Message timing protocol is important in order to transmit message on time, always on time. Then we have the message delivery option, to choose what option of delivery you want. The message encoding, the encoder should be, then formatting and encapsulation. So our data through packet, transferred it into a bits in order to transfer it, and in order to receive it by the other, or the receive it by the destination. So excuse me. So from the message formatting and encapsulation, example, personal letter contains the following elements. I'm So here's the element, for example, an identifier of the recipient, or as called as an identifier of the recipient. It will be the mark, or the proof that you are the recipient. So in order in networking, uh, the IP address and the subnet is very important in order to transfer the right data into a right receiver. So it's situational or greeting. Then the message content, for message content, the data should be delivered full. So a data, what is delivered data should be also delivered completely. Then a closing phrase, then identifier of the sender. So always abide with the two, with the receiver and the sender, source and the destination. So Message size is also needed for it is for computer communication. The source host breaks a long message into individual or frames that meet both minimum and maximum size requirements. So each frame will also have its own addressing information. At the receiving host, the pieces are constructed. So in addition, so on what I've said earlier, from the message size, then message size is for computer communication. The source host breaks a long message into individual pieces or frames. Then that meet both the maximum and the minimum size requirements. Each frame will also have its own addressing information. Then at the receiving host, the pieces are constructed, to be processed, and interpreted. So in the message size, there are different sizes of message assigned to each and every packets delivered. Uh, then it is break into pieces in order to transfer it more easily and efficient. So by transferring it, it will be shooting again together and will be a packet and can be sent as data, and it indicates that the sent data is received by the receiver. Then we have the message timing, rules of engagement of message timing. We have the access method, flow control, and the response timeout. Then access method, we have the different accessing method. For example, using our devices, and also we can through face-to-face talking or using our vocabulary. Then we have the flow control, and flow control is important in order to control the flow of the message or the topic that will be going to send, just like then response timeout, the proper response on the data sent. It should be proper response, and if it's response not reliable with the sent packet sent data, will be going a timeout. So it's a response timeout. Then let's go with the network protocol and standards. Upon completion of this section, I should be able to explain why protocols are necessary in communication. Protocols are necessary in communication because protocols serves as a guide or a standard that will be followed by others. So the proper way will do. Then what we call rules to govern communication. We have protocol suites. Then our network protocol. The role of protocol. So what is the role of protocol? So protocols is used to as a guideline or a guide in order to not overuse or no go further than the given task. So or the given manual. Protocols is a standard used by different association internationally, also local. Then how the message is formatted or structured. So how the message is formed. By the way, formed, is it in a good structure or in a bad structure. Then also the setup and termination of the data transfer session. So it should be terminated if the data is transferred already. So protocol interaction, we have the layers. The layers name used in the protocol interaction, we have the application, transport, internet, and the network address. So let's go with the standard organizations. I have listed down the standard organizations. We have the EIA standards. We have the AINA, or the Internal Accredited Members Authority, or the IANA. We have the ICANN, or ICANN. Also the ITU, also TIA, and IETF. And most of them that I know is the IEEE standards. So this standards is used to be followed by the other companies generating with their networks in order to it is important because having standard with the network, so it will be the utilized by different organs or by different brand. So it is the way to communicate. Even though you are another brand of a device, you can communicate with the other brand of device because of what we call standards, or internet standards. And then we have electronics and communication standard organization. We have the two organization standards with the EIA and the TIA standards. The verified catch of the cable, it's good or not. Then the OSI reference model, that have the OSI model, and it's 7 layer. It start with a physical, followed by data link, also network. Fourth is transport. Fifth is session. Sixth is presentation, and lastly is the application. Then data transfer in network. And then data transfer network, we have the message, what we call message segmentation. And multiple pieces are labeled for easy direction and resemble. So in order to make fast the transfer of data, it is now sorted or labeled the multiple pieces for easy direction and reassemble. So it will be easily delivered if it is having its own direction and its label. So communicating the message, segmenting messages, allow many different conversations to be interleaved, increase the efficiency of network communications, also add complexity. Then the protocol data units, we have the encapsulation, and under encapsulation we have the data, or the segments, the packet, the frame, and the bits. Data is the sent by the receiver, transferred into segment, and also then transferred also in the packet. Then if it's in the packet, it will be transferred into frame, then transformed into bits in order to transport or transfer into the destination. Then also encapsulation and decapsulation. Then the network addresses, and the data link addresses. So network addresses here, and this is I will describe the my brief description about the data link addresses. So network address, we have what we call source IP address and the destination IP address. Then responsible for delivering the IP packet from the original source to the final destination, either on the same network or to a remote network. Then data link address, we have the source data link address, destination data link address, and the responsible for delivering the data link frame from network interface card, or the NIC, to another NIC in the same network. So the port is important in this cable, the NIC cable. So device on the same network using the IP address also and the destination IP. So hope you understand and learn with my summary of chapter 3. That's all. Thank you.